Greetings, friends and bringers of the light. We are pleased to have this time to speak with you today. For much is shifting in your world, and not only in ways that are visible and reported upon by your news media, but in ways that you more sense or feel than outwardly see. And that ability to feel, to know inwardly that the world is shifting in beautiful, profound, undeniable ways, as it moves ever higher on the spectrum of universal consciousness, ever higher in frequency and intent. That intuitive inner knowing is a beautiful gift that you have always had, and are now realizing more and more. And yes, the world appears to be in tumult, yet in part, you came for this. You came to see this moment when the Earth's outer structures were breaking down. You came to witness the last gasp moment of fear-based ideas and actions, knowing in your heart of hearts that you would also feel the growing surge of divine love, divine peace, and even divine joy, breaking through and spreading throughout the Earth's etheric fields. You knew the way would be rocky. And you knew that in the last days, before the great change which is already occurring, in steps, there would be outer signs of collapse, whether of governments or economies or parts of the Earth herself. Yet your excitement as you prepared for this great adventure in these ascension times was so powerful, that you felt no trepidation at the thought of living another life in these last days of third-dimensional Earth. You could see, even before arriving, how the smoke would clear, that the liars would be exposed, that the fraudulent, unjust systems would be dissolving. We could point out the many beautiful declarations and actions of those who carry the spirit of the Nesara National Economic Security and Reformation Act, whether they have consciously heard that name or not. They may or may not describe what they do as being part of the process of bringing forth Nesara law. Yet the energy and intent of their work is just that, as they tunnel through centuries of resistance to release and celebrate the powers of compassion, equality, peace, and divine love in human affairs. Do not doubt your resolve, your inner power which is sprung directly from your souls and your interconnection with one another, and with all life in this universe. There is no need to question whether you are strong enough to carry on, to break through the barriers of inner or outer obstacles, till you come to the moment of finally remembering who you are and why you are here. You know these obstacles well, whether they are rooted in past lives or the current one. Many appear as inner blockages, holding you back from experiencing complete physical, mental or emotional health. Or they may appear as obstacles to developing your life work. You may feel to never fully grasp and experience financial abundance, or fulfilling connections with loved ones. Some challenges come in the form of being female in a world given over to a false belief in male supremacy. Some obstacles are encountered by those of certain races, ethnicities, religions, cultures, or physical ages. Others have to do with the challenges of detaching from fear or sadness. Whatever your greatest journey in this life, you came in knowing that your progress there would be a powerful part of the energies you came to contribute toward the ascension of Earth and her people. For each time you step forward on your own path, you contribute to a higher frequency throughout the planet as a whole. You came to not only grow in the light yourself, but in so doing, to help lift the frequencies of the Earth and all her living creatures to a much higher level. This is part of your soul journey, and you welcomed it fully, with joy and anticipation, even knowing the constraints and very confined outlook of the third-dimensional view. But notice now, that things are changing. More and more, you're looking not to the weather report to tell you what kind of day it will be, but the Earth herself, waking in the morning and getting a sense of whether there will be sun or rain, humidity or dryness, by keying into your own intuitive awareness. More and more now, when you want to know what is happening in the world, you are looking not to channelings even those we provide or to news reports, but to your own intuitive feelings and receivings of higher light data. For you are well able to envision any part of the world, and see how the energies are arising there, what colors, movements, shapes, sacred geometries, and waves of light or shadowy density is occurring in any situation, in any place, with any peoples. And if you were to look out over Europe, you would perhaps see inwardly a growing movement of people wishing to think and do for themselves, apart from any overreaching, overriding government structure such as the European Union has represented. You would see them reclaiming national identity in a way that strikes a cooperative chord with other countries, though the news media are forbidden to announce any such movements, nor do their leaders care to read the energies at the base of those movements. If you were to look out over the Far East, you would see a growing expectation among the countries there that their leaders look out for people's well-being, and not only maintain a loyalty to their part and to the ancient families who have ruled for so long. Feeling the effects of these powerful energies coming in, many in those families are also now preferring to step down from those lofty places and to release the burden of determining quality of life for so many millions of people. If you were to look out over the countries of Southern Asia, you would see centuries-old divisions between cultural and religious groups dissolving, as people begin to question the structures overhead that require them to show allegiance only to the group they were born into, as opposed to concern for the well-being of the human race as a whole. In the African countries, you would see a resurgence and rebirth of matriarchal systems and traditions, and a spiritual investment in local tribal and individual rights, abilities, and ingenuity, and a growing independence from European-based principles and colonization. If you were to look out over the South American countries, you would find a growing demand for equality, for the end of worker exploitation and community destabilization, and a return to respect for native cultures, particularly in the areas of spirituality and natural healing. In North America and Australia, countries founded upon the obliteration or control of native peoples, land, and cultures, you would see a growing realization that cultures built on the gun cannot expect peace in their own homes and communities, without a profound realization of the need for respect of the sacred nature of all life, including the earth herself. Moving behind and amidst all these powerful shifts, we have not named them all, is the growing inner feeling and realization that you are not alone in this universe. That the vast majority of planets, stars, and interplanetary traveling cultures in this universe would never dream of exploiting and harming either people or planet as your own rulers have done. More than that, there is the growing realization that as divine love continues to pour onto the earth in unprecedented levels, there is more than what your own human minds have been taught is possible, namely, a joining of Earth to the intergalactic experience that she has lived outside of for too long. And so know that each time you overcome feelings of fear or doubt, sadness or hopelessness, each time you take a stand for equality, respect, and compassion for all persons, all cultures, that you are not merely bringing more light into the situation, as beautiful and vital as that is. You are birthing your own planet's experience of forward movement into the intergalactic confederation of the peoples and cultures of this universe. And you are welcomed with open arms, friends. With compassion for all you have encountered on your long journey, and admiration for all you have overcome. This is your home, this universe, and there are none to stand over you and claim ownership of that which cannot be owned. Claim your sovereign place in this universal expanse, with all the power of your souls and higher selves. Namaste, dear ones. We are with you, always.